Hey guys, Max Convexity. How's everyone doing today? Appreciate you all for being with me today. I have a good one today. I wanted to talk about get out of jail free cards. I want to talk about, is it too late to hedge $1 million portfolio? So the premise is $1 million portfolio is up a lot this year. It's depending on how you're allocated. You're up anywhere from $150,000 to more, to 200 or more. So I don't see any problem with, especially with the election coming up and with the possible recession and all kinds of possible other things on the horizon. And I'm not super bullish for the next couple of months. I don't see any problem with kind of locking in some of that profit. Well, one way you could do it is you can buy put options on the S&P. So I did a trade like that, and I showed you all how to do it, and I called it $1 million baby, and we've been tracking it. And right now it's up today because the market's kind of selling off. Let's check out the market right now. All right, here's 30-minute market. It's, the 30 minutes turned around. Oh, well, hang on a second. All right. The 30-minute bar charts have, kind of gave about 10:30 this morning, gave a bearish signal and then confirmed it at 11:30 my time and is now kind of continuing. So those little signals don't always work, but yeah, so the momentum's kind of turned over to the bearish side. It could be a huge trap. I have no idea. It could be all-time highs by tomorrow. I'm just saying that I think it's this was the last all-time high. And the last time we put on protection, I did that video was July 8th. So it's right here. So the market's right about where it is now. I think it's close enough to the top. In any event, people that missed out on this video, it's too late to do that trade now. But the good news is it's a few months later and we can do a new trade just like it. And it's about 10% less money. So anyway, let's look at that new trade. Why don't we? And I'll share the link to it, of course. The new trade's called the Get Out of Jail Free Card Hedge $1 Million Baby 3. Okay, so it is an option spread again. It expires at the end of the year. And it is a 5x3 SPX spread. And the long leg is the 5280 put. And we have 5 of those. The short leg is the 4970s. Okay, and all this premium on the 4970, it costs $54, and we're selling that 3 times. So all that extrinsic premium and all that time decay we're earning, or we aren't really earning it. We're going to use it to offset some of our time decay in our hedge. But it's going to also do some other things for us. It's going to skew our payoff profile to give us a little extra for taxes. I do this on purpose. If you have your own specific that you're trying to something you're trying to hedge, hit me up. I can help you, with the specifics. But what you can do if you do it right, I have it where it's about a 14% bonus at 10%. If the market drops 10% by the end of the year, you get 14% extra. The market drops 20%, you get 12% extra. If the market drops 30% by the end of the year and you have to cash in this policy, you won't have to cash it in. It's cash settled. It just settles for cash. It'll be worth whatever that number is. The market drops 30%. On New Year's Eve, this option will be worth $342,272.70. Just math. So, but that's about a 10 or 11% bonus. It won't pay all the taxes, but even on $500,000, it's 8 or 9% bonus. Well, anyway, the most common, it pays out higher in proportion to the lower payouts, but the lower payouts are the one that are more likely to hit. The market's more likely to be down 10% at the end of the year than down 50. It's more likely to be down 8 or 16 than down 36 or 48. Just by the, law of averages or, yeah. All right. So let's look at this now. I'm going to share that. Like I say, if you have something specific you want me to do for your account, I can. I also got a question about earnings trades. So I'm going to do one earnings trade. So if you guys saw my video with Jay last night, you saw me mention, or you saw him talk about how ULTY was switching strategies. And I mentioned that I like this strategy called a double diagonal or diagonal for earnings trades because it had the same profit loss or similar profit loss graph and risk as a covered call, but it did not have the unlimited downside. What was that, Jackson? What was that? Jackson heard something. Is that a plane? Try so. All right. But it doesn't have the unlimited downside. All right. So let's see a stock that has earnings next week. Let's see. Snowflake. Or is that's this week? I want to go to next week. I already have one in Dell. How about MRVL? All right, I showed you guys a million times. Just start with the double diagonal. It makes it easy. A double diagonal is made up of two single diagonals. And I was telling Jay that the single diagonal, I said a call diagonal was like a really poor man's covered call. And I'll show you guys what I meant by that. All right, so the first key is you have to put the expiration dates and have to make them right. All right, so yeah, we need the short legs in the week of earnings. These earnings are next, when was that? Next, the 29th after the close, okay? Okay, that looks like a big, wide, juicy profit zone. I mean, look at that. Just by eyeballing that, that looks like a pretty appealing trade right there. I mean, without even moving anything. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with that trade. I'm thinking maybe that trade, in case they blow out earnings and make a lot of money, you might want to make more than 58 bucks. Maybe add a little risk to it, but by pulling this call out further. This is what drives your profit, is however far you can afford to pull this call out. But when you do pull it out, it also adds to your risk on this side. See, down here, we're only risking 150, and I said that one's almost perfect. We don't have very much payout up here. Well, if we pull our call out, we're adding a little risk, which gives us more payout on the right tail or the bullish tail. But the bearish tail of the trade, if the stock goes way down, in other words, you know, it gets risk added to it. So that's what options do, is they just switch risk around. They can also switch it from one date to the other. And this trade's also doing that, because this trade, the short options expire sooner than the long options. In any event, I think that looks like a nice trade there. Look at that, $180 worth of risk. Market has to drop 6% before you lose money. Anyway, okay, so that's a nice trade right there. And we'll follow that. Now let's look at the other ones we have going. View save trades. I mentioned I had a Dell one already. Well, here's an NVIDIA one, and I had content on this, right? No, that's just a call I had. That one's not working out so far. Single option pre-earnings trade. Here's the NVIDIA earnings trade I had. This also expires next week, and it was the exact same type of trade. So right now it's down money. You wouldn't want to cash it in yet. You could see the option calculator says it's down 69. But as time goes by, the idea is as time goes by, or if NVIDIA's price will rally, you stand to make some pretty nice money. All right, so it's too late to put that one on. That MRVL one would be a good one to start on if you like these kinds of trades, double diagonals, these kinds of earning trades. I like them because they're limited risk. There's nothing naked. So let's look at this Dell. Where's Dell? Oh, here it is. This is showing up $70, but look how nice this one looks. It's just like MRVL. I did this one yesterday. I think I've made content on it also. These options are super liquid. This 115, 20 cents bid and ask. Volume 700, open interest 1,300. I mean, that's pretty good for a stock option. This one down here is a dime on the bid ask. This one right here is 20 cents on the bid ask. But there's plenty of volume and plenty of open interest also, so you can likely get these between the bid and the ask. So these are very reasonable, very liquid options. All right, I'm going to post the MRVL trade, and I'm going to post the $1 Million Baby Part 2 trade. All right, ask me questions in the comments if you got any. All right, have a good one.